This land was not empty when America was founded. It was ancient, alive, and already inhabited, not just by the peoples who had lived here for millennia, but by creatures that science has never been able to explain. In the Pacific Northwest, deep inside forests that have not seen a road in 100 years, something stands 8 to 10 feet tall and watches. Over 10,000 credible sightings, every single decade since records began. The Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization has logged encounters across 49 states. The clustering is not random. It follows river systems, old-growth corridors, the same migration pathways indigenous peoples have documented for generations. The Pacific Northwest old-growth forest. Some of these trees are 800 years old. The canopy is so thick that midday looks like dusk. You could walk for 3 days and not encounter a single road. From above, the scale of the wilderness becomes impossible to rationalize. Olympic National Park covers nearly 1 million acres of near impenetrable terrain. Whatever lives inside these forests has never needed to reveal itself to anyone. Indigenous peoples have called this creature Sasquatch, Seetsiles, Skookum, names that carry thousands of years of weight. The Lummi, the Seetsiles Nation, the Coast Salish, they did not invent a myth. They documented a neighbor. Point Pleasant, West Virginia, 1966. A winged creature with a 10-foot wingspan and glowing red eyes began appearing across the town. The locals called it Mothman. It came before the worst disaster in the region's recorded history. December 15th, 1967. The Silver Bridge spanning the Ohio River collapsed during rush hour. 46 people fell into the freezing water. It was the deadliest infrastructure failure in American history at that time. Before the collapse, there were over 100 documented witness reports. Military personnel, police officers, nurses, all describing the same thing. A man-shaped creature with massive wings that moved without ever flapping them. The sightings did not stop in 1967. Witnesses report seeing Mothman before major disasters, September 11th, Hurricane Katrina, the Fukushima disaster, the Chernobyl explosion. The pattern refuses to end. The New Jersey Pine Barrens, 1 million acres of scrub pine, sand, and swamp in the most densely populated state in America. This is where, in 1735, a child was born that would not be human. The Jersey Devil, the head of a horse, the wings of a bat, the body of a kangaroo, cloven hooves, a forked tail, a scream that shreds every nerve. It has never stopped being seen, not once in 300 years. In January 1909, the creature was reported by over 1,000 witnesses in a single week across New Jersey and Pennsylvania. Schools closed. The National Guard was put on notice. Philadelphia zoo officials offered a reward for a live specimen. From above, the Pine Barrens look harmless, a flat green carpet between Newark and Atlantic City. At ground level, 2 miles from any road, it swallows sound and direction both. Disorientation arrives faster than expected. 3 centuries of documented sightings from the same geography. Eyewitnesses include Joseph Bonaparte, Napoleon's exiled brother, and a former mayor of Woodbury. At some point, the pattern becomes harder to dismiss than it is to accept. Northern Michigan, 1887. A lumberjack named Robert Fortney was attacked by a creature that stood upright, had the head of a wolf, and moved with terrifying speed between 2 legs and 4. He had 19 witnesses. The Dogman, 7 feet tall, muscular human frame, the head of a gray wolf with amber eyes that glow like 2 lit coins. It walks upright and then drops to 4 legs and runs you down. Multiple witnesses have described it, doing both within a single encounter. In 1987, a Michigan radio DJ named Steve Cook wrote a novelty song called The Legend. Within days, the phone lines flooded, not with jokes, but with people calling to say they had seen exactly what the song described. Many of them were crying. Field researchers working Michigan's forests have recovered bipedal wolf track casts with a stride interval that matches no known animal. The track spacing suggests a gait that transitions between bipedal and quadrupedal within a single continuous stride. The reports concentrate along the 45th parallel, Michigan, Wisconsin, Upper New York State, into Canada. Indigenous traditions from the Ojibwe to the Potawatomi name this creature across 10,000 years of oral history. August 1995. Madeline Tolentino stepped outside her home in Canovanas, Puerto Rico, and watched a creature she had never seen in any book or any dream walk slowly across her neighbor's yard. She was not the first that week. The attacks spread across Puerto Rico within days. The pattern was surgical. 2 clean puncture wounds, completely exsanguinated, no surrounding tissue damage, no tracks. 200 incidents in 6 months. Then it crossed the water. The Chupacabra, 3 to 5 feet tall, bipedal reptilian skin the color of wet concrete, a row of rigid dorsal spines from skull to tailbone, oval crimson eyes, and hind legs built for explosive jumping. Nothing in any taxonomy matches it. The governor of Puerto Rico ordered an official investigation. The University of Puerto Rico sent researchers. The United States Department of Agriculture deployed specialists. No one found a satisfactory explanation. The attacks continued anyway. Sightings spread south through Texas, into Mexico, across Brazil, Chile, and Nicaragua. Every report matched the same physical description. Something that belongs to no known taxonomy was hunting livestock across 3 continents simultaneously. Long before European settlers crossed the Atlantic, the Thunderbird, the Piasa, the Wakinian, was documented in petroglyphs carved across the American continent. Some of those carvings are 12,000 years old. The wingspan reports range from 15 to 30 feet. Pilots have filed near-collision reports. A 1977 sighting in Lawndale, Illinois, described 2 birds attempting to carry a 10-year-old boy. 3 adults witnessed the entire event. The most credible modern Thunderbird sightings come from Alaska, where the terrain is remote enough that a massive undiscovered raptor is not biologically absurd. The extinct Haast's eagle of New Zealand had a confirmed wingspan approaching 10 feet. The Wendigo, a thing born from starvation and winter. In Algonquin tradition, it stands 15 feet tall, its bones visible through translucent gray skin, antler-like protrusions from its skull, and breath that drops the temperature 10 degrees. Wendigo psychosis is a documented condition in psychiatric literature, a dissociative disorder in which a person becomes convinced they are transforming into the creature. It was recorded in communities across northern Canada into the 20th century. Skinwalker Ranch, 512 acres in the Uinta Basin of northeastern Utah. Since the 1950s, documented cattle mutilation, poltergeist events, unexplained lights in the sky, crop formations, and encounters with shape-shifting entities that resist all photography. The Sherman family purchased the ranch in 1994 and lasted 2 years. They documented lights that opened in the sky, like doorways, cattle mutilations with surgical precision, and a creature that survived 3 rifle shots at close range. The ranch's security footage, reviewed by the National Institute for Discovery Science, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and multiple independent teams, contains hundreds of hours of events no investigative group has been able to explain. In Navajo tradition, a skinwalker is a medicine person who has crossed a line no one should cross, gaining the power to wear any animal's skin. To describe one clearly is an invitation. To see one fully is to be marked. These are not campfire stories. The witnesses are airline pilots, state troopers, nurses, military veterans, people trained in precision observation. They are not all wrong. They are not all lying. The numbers alone make that position untenable. What unites every cryptid in America is this: they were named before Europeans arrived. The indigenous peoples who described them did so with the specificity of naturalists, not the vagueness of myth. They described what they observed. In the deep dark of the American wilderness, something massive and patient has watched every version of this country get built. It watched the first roads get cut. It watched the satellites go up. It has never once needed to reveal itself. Every culture on Earth has its version of the monster in the wilderness. But in America, the monsters have addresses. They have specific counties, specific river systems, specific roads where encounters cluster and repeat for centuries without interruption.
Whatever they are, biological animals yet uncatalogued, intelligences from somewhere else, echoes from a layer of reality we have no instruments for yet. They are being reported right now in 2026.
This land was ancient before the nation. The creatures that live within it were named before the first European boot touched the shore. They were here before America. Subscribe.